Hello, good evening, and welcome to Gamedec, where I play as a private investigator investigating crimes and other things that I am contracted to do in online full immersion VR games. Although at the moment my character is not online, my character is in the real world because a guy, I think, maybe a guy, someone who was exploiting orphans with cancer to make them money in a free-to-play game, hacking a free-to-play game, well, I need to confront them in the real world in order to make them stop doing what they were doing in the virtual world. So, that's what I'm doing tonight, is confronting this person in the real world with my new, possibly temporary partner in PIing. And, yeah. Hopefully getting to punch some scum. Maybe. But yes, let's get right into it. The roof of the Undercity is one of my favorite spots. Even though I'm standing on one of the lowest walkways in Warsaw City, I feel like I'm on top of a mountain. Below me is a 150-meter-long gaping abyss stretching over the seemingly endless ruins of old Warsaw. A ground cleaners company Cyclops chugs away in the distance, clearing rubble from old blocks of apartments. If you look hard enough, you'll notice bonfires made by savages amongst the dust and fog. I can hear the humming of a nearby MCC beacon standing guard and watching over me. Yes, the ROU is definitely one of my favorite spots. Blog, The Dark Side of the Megapolis, Alfredus 55. And here we are, and in that room, kicking their feet oh so unconcernedly, is the person that I have come here to confront. And yes, they look young, but the orphans with cancer that they were exploiting, even younger. Not a lot of forgiveness in my heart. Let's go in. Ken stopped me when I was about to open the door. Chief. I know I may look like a total pro, but I've never caught anyone, in Relium I mean, nor interrogated anyone. Any tips before we go in? Oh yes, Kun here, my erstwhile partner, is very new at the Gamedec business. He was previously an esports athlete until trolls interrupted a match and he logged out mid-match to chase them down, which kind of ruined his esports career. But he's discovered a bit of a liking for the Gamedec profession, so here he is. Tips, huh? As if I know what I'm doing. First of all, the investigator led us here, but we don't know who's behind all this. Excuse me, I'm not sure where my voice went all of a sudden. Let's get the guy who acts as the sheriff in the game, interrogate him, and find out what's going on. Vox Populi, tell him about manipulation techniques. Tell him to guard the door. Or cheater, tell Ken to watch the sheriff. Well, I don't have Vox Populi. I don't have cheater. I think Vox Populi is green because I could have it if I wanted. Yeah, I could have it if I wanted, but I'm still really hung up on getting to Cracker here. So, yeah, I'm so close. I'm so close. I just need 2 more analytical pieces. And, well, cheater is over here, and I'd have to get sleeves in order to get it, and I'm not following that particular path right now. Jasarian, hello, good evening, welcome. You got here just as I was working my way up to confronting this person kicking their heels on the other side of this door. But first, advice. As if I have advice to give. Tell him to guard the door, because that's the only option that I have opened at the moment. Stay by the door. If he runs, stop and overpower him, but only if he tries to run. Remember, we want to talk to him, not break his limbs. That's very smart, Chief. I'll try. Says the man who has literally tackled every problem that we've had in the real world so far. Okay. I'll leave the talking to you. I will listen and learn. Hands up, motherfucker. Prepare for justice. Blah. I wish I could have said that better the first try. Prepare for justice. I'm not going to try the other sentence. I'm not going to push the algorithm too far on this one. He realized that was too much. Sorry, Chief. I got carried away. Too many movies.
Hey, you're out of luck, guys. The boss is gone.
He heard you coming and jumped out the window. He told me to stay and clean up here. Yeah, I don't think so. I mean, speaking from, my perspective as the person playing the game, the children downstairs last week told me that they referred to their boss as Kid. And the name on this box is Kid. So, yeah. I don't believe this person. Low City. The Undercity was over 100 meters below. He couldn't have jumped out the mushroom window and survived, unless it was suicide. It's just some kid. It's good that you're here. I'll go check on your friends. He headed for the exit. Nope. Gathered info. Stop bullshitting. I know you're the sheriff. A proud smile spread across his face. But I almost convinced you, right? I can even get one over a game deck. No, not for a moment. Ask if he feels remorse. Ask who he is. I'm pretty sure I know the answer to that first one, and it's no. So I'm going to ask who he is. Who are you, by the way? A low city kid, like the ones downstairs. I'm just not as naive and defenseless as them. Well, yeah, the lack of cancer probably helps. Nobody else could have wrapped their heads around this idea. The setup was so tight, a fly couldn't squeeze through, whatever that is. He's proud of it. Yep. Oh, please give me the opportunity to punch this teenager. I don't normally think that teenagers will respond well to punching. But orphans. Sick orphans. I'm a little hung up on the sick orphans part. Of course, everything was going great until the punks called a game deck. Sense the head of the Foundation, say what you've discovered during the investigation, ask about the whole operation, decide what to do. Well, he seems like the kind who likes to brag. Let's ask about the operation. I see that you believe everything's working perfectly here. How exactly does this thing work? Using slave labor? What, are you going to take all these kids home and take care of them? You and your kind little heart didn't give a fuck until somebody paid you. And they paid you because they're making money. Instead of doing drugs and roaming the walkways without supervision, they're here together learning how to make money. I'm proud of that. Ask what they're doing here, ask about the guards in the game, mention that kids run away, move to other topics. Ask about the guards. Gathered info. In harvest time, I saw a guard keeping track of the working kids' every move. We check up on them to see what they're doing. It's called quality assurance. It's called child abuse. I agree with Ken. I agree with Ken in this instance. I mean, I'm predisposed to like Ken. Ken has bailed me out of a couple of things now. For no profit of his own, just because he felt like it. I hate to say it, in a somewhat dystopian cyberpunk future, Ken here might be a good person. They're street brats. Do you think they'll do what they're supposed to if you leave them unsupervised? We need to keep an eye on them. That's how we make money. We can feed them and give them access to the game. Everybody wins. Fine, let's ask what they're doing here then. Kids crowded together and working in a dilapidated hovel below even the lowest of Low City's levels? Are you really proud of this? They're brats from the Low City walkways. We feed them, give them a place to sleep, access to nature, fresh air, on a farm no less, so... You force them to work, you son of a bitch. You're stealing their childhoods. We're gonna kick your asses. Walkways are dirty and dangerous. Kids are starving. Are these the childhoods we're stealing from them, pal? Come the fuck on. We teach them to earn and sell their loot for one, to keep this place going. Buy game pills from the Foundation. We're their only chance. Yeah, but there's this whole thing about the whole falling unconscious and some of them possibly having seizures. Fine, let's mention that kids run away. Gathered info. One kid felt so bad here that she tried to run away. Okay, her plan was strange as she lay here all along, but that screams of desperation. That's right, Slave Master. If they're so happy, then why are they running and hiding? Where are those kiddos anyway? Use your brain, idiot. The kids can leave anytime they want. The door's open. You'd notice that if you'd used the handle. Well, that is true. Ken did kick down the door before we could even try the handle. But, you know... Low City. And what are they going to do? It's a mushroom. In order to get out, they would have to go down to the Undercity. Walk among the ruins to the nearest tower and climb to Low City using a ladder. It's damn danger. Please, all they need to do is ask. I'll get them a cab and off they go. A cab? Cabs come here? I doubt you. I doubt you very highly. Yeah, they run away, but only inside harvest time. They don't want to leave the mushroom. They want to stay and keep playing. As long as they're here, they need to follow the rules. If I let them slack, they won't learn discipline and the program won't profit. What are you spending the money on, kid? Because I'm pretty sure you're taking the lion's share. What are you investing it in? Moving along to other topics. Enough for that for now. Chief, he's not showing any remorse. I feel it in my gut that he's not going to learn until we graciously beat the fuck out of him. This isn't how we're supposed to serve justice. Okay, so I asked how the operation works, which leaves sense the head of the Foundation, say what you've discovered during the investigation, decide what to do. Let's say what we've discovered. We've come here to solve your problem. The kids called us because they were miserable. And didn't they tell you they want to play more? Because usually they do. They have it better in harvest time than they would on the streets. We all just want to make some money and escape poverty. Mention the kids' symptoms. Mention that the children are abusing substances. Ask about speed boosts. Stop questioning kid. No. What about the substance abuse? These kids are addicted to drugs and game pills. You're turning them into junkies. What exactly do you think they've been doing on the walkways, huh? At least here, they only take game pills and some vitamins, no nasty stuff. Believe me, I'd notice. They wouldn't be able to work. Oh yeah, you're a prince, all right. Ask about the speed boosts. You made the kids use a speed boost cheat. We all use it sometimes. Why do you think nobody can beat the sheriff in a duel? Anyway, the kids slack off, then use the cheat on themselves and their plants to catch up and make money. Well, we all gotta make a living. Ken's face turned red. What did you say? On themselves? But that can accelerate the aging process. Chief, that can cause Adelheim syndrome, accelerated aging. The organism works at full power and it gets worn out. That's messed up. That is messed up. What's the alternative? Starving in Low City? Better to get old a little faster, but actually get to live, to survive. Don't you get it? Say that Adelheim syndrome is dangerous. Low City express understanding and change the subject. Let Ken release his anger. Or Scalpel remind him of the destructive effects of the syndrome. Oh, thank you, Jassarian. I don't know that letting Ken punch the kid is quite the route I want to go yet. Let's talk about how dangerous Adelheim's is. Adelheim syndrome is dangerous, you moron. People who use these kinds of cheats on themselves often suffer and die more quickly. And let's mention the fact that I'm fairly certain these children are already sick. At least they'll be happier. They'll actually have something that's theirs. We don't force anyone to work for us. Low City does. Mention the symptoms. The kids complain about strange symptoms. Pain, confusion, weakness. Do you think it's acceptable? Take a look inside the boxes. They're filled with supplements and all sorts of medicine. They wouldn't be able to work if they were sick. You little shit, you're taking advantage of those kids and you can't even call for a doctor? What, are you gonna pay for that? The Foundation doesn't check on us or help us. No earnings, no doctor. That's why we discipline them. But of course, those fucking idiots took part of the money and hired a game deck. Yeah. Alright, that's enough for me. Let's call the head of the Foundation. I'm sure she'd love to know about this. I took out my walktail, opened a command window, and dialed Nanette's number. Let's see what the head of this operation has to say about this. Hello there, Gamedec. Is this the moment you'd like me to return the favor? Question her, tell her everything, say goodbye. Oh, no, tell her everything. Listen, Nanette, I'm in the mushroom right now. It's one of those 100-year-old structures abandoned by the builders of the polis. I know what mushrooms are. Well, have you found anything interesting in there? Yeah, the headquarters of Nanette's Gardens. It's a dump. A stinky, creepy slum. What? But how? I rented this nice place. The kids are addicted to pharmacological substances. I had no idea. This cannot go on. I'll take care of it right away. These children need care and attention. This lady started a foundation to help the orphaned children of the Low City, which is basically, the place where the poor people are. Nanette's Gardens was supposed to be an offshoot of the foundation that was looking after, orphans with cancer. So, yeah. Just please, don't inform the police. An official investigation could paralyze my foundation. I wouldn't be able to help those kids. Oh, it's very complicated, Gisarian. It's a whole world out there of a mildly dystopian future. Why did I say furniture? But, the higher up, literally, that you live, the more money that you have in this particular reality. So the lower down you live, the less money that you have. And if you're in a place like this, that's practically on the ground where nobody lives anymore and is full of ruins, well, the fact that this kid is all about they were making money, we were making money, everybody was making money, why can't you be happy with that? Well, the very fact of where this location is kinda, shall I say, sus. Okay, so where was I? Refuse, say you need to think about it, or agree. I'm sorry, Nanette, I do like you, but I'm gonna have to think about it. You had plenty of time to take care of this. I don't know. I need to understand the situation better before I make a decision. You know what, let's try questioning her. Let's see if we can get a bit more information to help us make up our minds. I need some information. Tell me, Nanette, what is Nanette's Gardens exactly? What do you do? It's a type of play therapy that combines work and fun. We rehabilitate kids from Low City by teaching them collaboration and empathy. Harvest time is ideal for that. It's free and it lets you work in the fresh air, experience nature, watch plants grow, even if only virtually. Yeah, this is pretty much what we'd gotten before. Ask who's responsible for supervising the foundation. Ask about the headquarters of Nanette's Gardens. Ask about their finances. Stop questioning. You know what? Ask about the finances. It's interesting that she's answering this like I didn't just reveal all that information to her. A little quirk of game design, I suppose. What about the financial aspect? Is the foundation supposed to profit from that? Absolutely not. After all, we're financing a bigger part of the program ourselves. We donated couches, we send them NutriFluid and game pills, and even cover a part of their living expenses. We're a foundation, not a company. Infotainer, she seemed to be genuinely outraged by my question. I was a professional liar, so I would have known if she wasn't telling the truth. You know what? Ask about the headquarters. Where are the headquarters of Nanette's Gardens? I mean in Relium, not Harvest Time. I rented a modest place in the host tower right above Low City. I can't afford more, but it's clean, spacious, even has some natural life. So the question is, who's using that space and for what? Ask who's responsible for supervision, which is another thing that I probably already know, but who's responsible for supervising the foundation? I am, obviously, but I entrusted Mr. Levski with the Harvest Time division called Nanette's Gardens. He's a very capable manager. He's sitting in front of me kicking his heels in a very literal sense. Kid's a liar. I'm currently working on our next project, a cancer hospital. Too many sick children, too few sponsors. I don't have time for other things. Okay. I got the children with cancer mixed up with the children in Nanette's gardens. So these aren't necessarily orphans with cancer. They're just orphans being exploited for money with a methodology that causes them to age rapidly with all of the various side effects thereof. I still want to punch the teenager. Lepsky promised to take care of the kids, and I thought he kept his word. The reports show his division is doing better and better. I talked to him today. He admitted to playing as the sheriff to look after the kids the entire time, harvest time included. It seemed like a good idea to me. Thank you, Nanette. Further questioning seemed pointless. I could hear it in her voice that she had no idea what was going on. All right. Thank you, Nanette. I'm glad I've let you know these things. That's all. Thank you, Nanette. Thank you for telling me this, Gamedec. I'm once again asking you, please, let me fix my mistake and take care of these children. Let me know when you decide. I beg you. Okay, well, I've asked how the operation works. I've called Nanette. I've covered all of my bases except deciding what to do. I really hope that deciding what to do involves hitting this teenager. We've heard what the kid had to say. What do you think, Ken? Gathered info. I'm not sure, Chief. We learned in harvest time that it's the sheriff who's responsible for the kids' problems. And the sheriff is this punk right here. He's not even trying to hide it. We need to separate the kids from him. Regardless of whatever the fuck you think, you don't have a choice. If you call the police, these kids will end up in juvie or on walkways. They wouldn't have been on the walkways if you hadn't brought them here because they were supposed to be part of the Nanette's Gardens things that you shopped. And they were supposed to be in a nice, light, airy office space playing games. You know, with the money that the Foundation was giving you, which you've probably also pocketed. You absolute scum. I would say the latter. You're going to leave them alone in Low City? They'll be much worse off than here. Kid smiled cheekily. Unless you want to take them in and raise them? No? Well, fine. I know how to take care of them. Okay, so call the police, let Nanette's Foundation take care of it, leave Kid in control, or Gangway Hound take control of the farm. Wait a minute, what is that one? I don't remember reading that one. Is it one of these ones? Yep, there it is. Right up the sleeves tree, of course. Survival instinct in its peak form. You won't be broken by tension, pressure, or stress. You sense the danger before it manifests itself. You are calm, even in borderline situations, and feel instant connection with people whose life didn't spare them. You recognize posers and the big-headed just by sniffing them. I see. That sounds a little scary, to be honest. What's the other one? Re-educator. You've learned to survive on the walkways the hard way. Your experience, combined with knowledge of the law, serves you as a powerful weapon. Not only can you break someone's jaw, but by referring to certain regulations, you can just as efficiently convince them, that is. I see. Ugh. In many ways, the sleeves tree makes my skin crawl a little bit. There's a reason I haven't climbed that particular part of the skill tree. Okay, well, definitely not leaving Kid in control. Not going up the sleeves tree to get that Gangway Hound thing. So, call the police or let the Foundation take care of it. I mean, I honestly think that Nanette means well. I believe that she really does want to help these children. And I don't think that there are a lot of people who really want to help low city children. I mean, look at Kid's attitude here. I very much doubt that Kid is an outlier, unfortunately. So, I don't think I want to wreck the foundation. I think I might actually want to let Nanette take care of it. But hopefully I get to punch the kid anyway. Okay, I'm gonna let the foundation take care of it. I'll call the foundation. I'm sure Nanette will take care of the children, if she gives them her attention, that is. Right, they'll be taken care of. I was starting to feel like a hero, but then I realized that I don't know anything about kids. Good call. Alrighty, Chief. I'll sense them and take care of everything. Ken opened a private window and chose a number. His lips started to move, but I couldn't hear anything. Kid headed for the exit. Where do you think you're going, punk? You're the one responsible for this whole mess. So what? I'm a minor. You wouldn't do anything to a minor, would you? Oh, kid. Oh, kid. How about we fuck him up anyway, Chief? Introduce him to the holy, punishing hand of justice. I'm itching to beat the crap out of him. Okay, so trap him in a speed boost, let him run away. Sleeves. See, that's why this sleeves thing makes my skin crawl a little bit. Shoot the kid. Or turn him into the police. Well, I'm not taking sleeves, so I won't be shooting him. I'm definitely not letting him run away. If I'm letting the Foundation take care of the problem, there's nothing for the police to charge him with. Good evening, Green. Duct tape him to the unicorn? Oh, that... Tempting, but unfortunately it's a virtual unicorn and we're in the real world. I think I'm going to have to go for semi-karmic justice and hope it doesn't turn around on me and trap him in one of his own speed boosts. Here we go. Kid, you like using speed boosts and don't give a fuck that they accelerate aging, right? You wouldn't mind experiencing it yourself, then. We'll trap you in a cheat like that, and the kids will decide when to turn it off. Please, no, they're clueless. It'll kill me. Oh, gee, golly, you mean using the cheat codes on yourself to make yourself speedy is dangerous? I thought the kids were just doing it, to make more money, I thought it was harmless. It's really dangerous? Oh, no, kid. Oh, why didn't you tell me that sooner? Into the speed boost you go. Don't worry, punk. You want to be an adult? This will help. If someone takes pity on you and gets you out, you can run a real business, not a shithole like this. I don't know, an old folks' home? I think it would have been better if we'd manhandled him onto the bed, but oh well. Okay, more crates. The crates in the office appeared the same as the ones downstairs. Most of them weren't opened. On some of them I could see shipping details. Scan information. I scanned the chips on several random crates. It was charity. The Nanette Foundation donated them to Nanette Gardens free of charge. Judging from the delivery dates, it was a common practice. They were always collected by Mr. Lebsky. Someone else would handle this. Okay. Actually, that was a lot, so let's save. Computer. There was an ancient computer on the desk. Turn it on. I wondered what he had on his computer. He probably deleted the whole thing before we got here. There was nothing on it, not even an operating system. Kid had deleted everything. What did I say? Am I a prophet or am I a prophet? And then the kid is, yeah, crates, computer, kid, MVP. Thank you, Jasarian. Will it be fine from now on? We won't get logged out anymore? Can we still play together? Are they going to kick us out of here? They aren't, right? Ma'am, what will happen to us now? Who's going to take care of us now? You won't leave us alone, will you? Nanette will take care of you. Remember her? The kids started talking over one another. Cries of joy mingled with words of astonishment. But we can stay together? Here? Well, Nanette will figure that out. Can we see other games and not get logged out anymore? What if they separate us and ban us from playing? Kid always told us what to do. Who will tell us now? Vox Populi, convince them it will be great. Reassure them it will be all right. Bring the kids to order. I mean, the place that Nanette's got for you is way better than this place, for one. She's been paying rent on it, supposedly. Unless it was also fake. But you're her problem now. I'm sorry. I am not your mother. But I'm going to reassure you anyway. The Foundation's objective is to help you. I'm sure you will stay together and in a nicer place too. And you'll have more fun. Fun? We can play just for fun? And we can keep some basic loot for ourselves once in a while? You can keep all the loot, in Harvest Time and other games too. So cool! The boy's face brightened. That's so cool! Thank you, Gamedec! Very cool indeed. We did quite well. We should wait for somebody to take over here, and then we need to talk. Let's celebrate our success, analyze our mistakes, and discuss what to do next. More meeting at your place, Chief. 8 o'clock sharp. Ken, you've watched too many movies, Ken. The unofficial name for the highest levels of a polis. High cities feature walking platforms, flying junks, and the densest network of mobile routes. It's become customary to believe that high cities end at the level where the highest reaching routes of the public transportation tubes are located. Multisensory Encyclopedia, 33rd edition. Off to my apartment.
It's good to see you.
Good evening, you two. Welcome home. This time is perfect, temperature normal. Ken, meet Bliss. She's my majordomo. She's also completely artificial.
It's good to finally meet you in real life.
She's cool, Chief. Hi there, Translucent. Kenzu, a good-a-bads player, and one of the few players in the world who can play for 15 seconds at the 19th level of pain. He's been the most efficient attacker for the last 2 seasons. Ken looked at me, content. She knows everything about me. Intellectual personality? Great choice, Chief. Cut to the chase. Offer a drink. Well, let's have a drink. I like you, Ken. Let's offer him a drink. Let him get to know my AI better. Well, it's true. Bliss doesn't have much on Digi, but, alright. Would you like something to drink? Sure, what should we have? Offer whiskey, offer beer. Okay, does this look like a whiskey man or a beer man? Let's go for beer. Beer? Yeah, we need to rinse our neurons after what happened in that mushroom under Low City. But let's focus on our next investigation. Did you notice I said our chief? Well, he's still calling me chief, so I have a few thoughts. I'm pretty sure they're obvious enough that I may not need to actually voice them aloud. Did you notice those 2 trippy girls in T&P? The ones that were chatting people up? They seemed strange, so I talked to them. Wait, you might need to pay. Well, I mean, I'm sure he still has some money left over from the esports. The esports pay pretty well. They probably pay even better when they're full immersion VR sports like they are in this future. I'm sure he has a cushion to lean on for some time before I have to think about paying him. I hope. Alright, they seem strange, so I talked to them. It turned out they were recruiting people to a clan in a different game. Wait, it gets better. This clan believes in some crazy-ass stuff. They're also obsessed with the number 314. I think they're a cult. So you see, he looked at me as though he was waiting for questions. Ask about number 314, find out more about the clan, ask about the Tree of Knowing, ask if anyone hired him for this investigation, ask why it piqued his interest, stop talking about the investigation. Well, you know what? I'm really curious about this clan thing, too. They seem to be mixed up. They were really mixed into my first case. Although I think that maybe they were just an intermediary rather than actually being catalysts of the whole thing. I think that maybe they just delivered the kid that I was sent to retrieve to the guy who kidnapped him, but it's hard to say. And then there was the 2 clan members that I met in the first game, Twisted and Perverted, who showed up in harvest time, asking some very strange questions. So yes, I am rather curious about this clan. Find out more about the clan? Oh, look at that. We're gonna sit and talk and everything. We're not just gonna hover over the drinks cart. What do you know about this clan? They're called the Han clan. Apparently Han means book. It's in their emblem. A book in front of a tree. Oh, is it now? They play MMOs, keep talking about meditation, observations, and stuff like that. Even more than about fighting in territories. I mean, you know, Chief, when they fight for real. They know how to play. But as soon as those girls realized I had money, they told me I was special and that my spiritual path leads to the clan. Suspicious, huh? See? He has money. He's not going to be looking to me to be paying him immediately. I hope. Ask about the tree. What is the tree of knowing? Well, I'm not sure yet, but I'm really interested in finding out. You see, this goddamn tree is what somebody used to destroy my career. They're never specific about the tree. It's some kind of artifact. Apparently it only appears once in a while. It's a big deal for them. They say the tree gives them truth and inspiration and sends some signal things. Kinda seems like they get high a lot. Suspicious, huh? Ask about the number 314. What's the deal with them and the number 314? I feel like I've heard something about it before. At first, I thought it was just a reference to the number pi, but there's more to it, Chief. I gotta say, it gives me the creeps. You know, it's like, whenever I see this number or even hear anything about it, something happens. Don't fucking laugh at me. Say that he let them work him up or encourage him to talk. No, they asked me to give them a random number, any number that popped into my head, and I said 314. There was no other choice but to say 314 in various different forms. I want to know what the heck's going on here. Encourage him to talk. I'm not. Don't neglect it. You're feeling something. That's a fact. It might just be your emotions, but it might be something else, too. Worth investigating, right? That's what I thought. 'Cause, you know, Chief, I kind of believe there might be something mystical going on here. This is a cyberpunk future, Ken. It's like when I see 314, it feels like a sign that was put there especially for me. Like I was special. Strange, isn't it? What if the clan knows that I'm interested in them and they reprogrammed my walktel and my lenses? Worth investigating. You know, ask why it piqued his interest. Why did you become interested in them? During that game, you know, when I rage quit, those fucking trolls weren't the only thing I saw in that space rip. There was also a tree. I mean, what was that about, right? But when I heard that the clan worships a tree of knowing, I figured it might help me understand. I did some online research, and it turns out their sacred tree of knowing looks exactly like the one I saw during the game. That's my lead, Chief. My lead to finding the fuckers that ruined my career. I don't need to ask him if anyone hired him for this now. He's answered the question. But I'm curious what his answer is going to be if I ask him anyway, so I'm willing to bet his answer is no, I just need to know this. Has somebody hired you for this investigation? Not really. I'm working on my own. You are 2.5 steps away from having a wall covered in papers and red string, guy. You do know that game decks get hired, discuss the remuneration with the client, and then only begin their investigation, right? This one's an exception. Well, the second exception. The first was harvest time. I hired myself to find out who killed my career. Well, considering that you did not actually complete your investigation on who killed your career in harvest time, that means that you are still under contract with yourself to find out who killed your game career. I really hope that made sense, because I'm not going to try again. Maybe I can get him to pay me. Somebody's got to find the culprit. Are you in, Chief? Refuse or agree to help him. Oh no, I want to see where this goes. I want to know how the hackers who ruined his gaming career are connected to this really weird-ass clan who keeps talking about meditation and money and sounds vaguely like Scientology when you actually peel back the layers just a little bit. I am absolutely in. Are you going to pay me, Ken? I really hope so. Alright, this might be too difficult for you to handle on your own. Awesome! We'll be like a good or bad's team, but in Relium! And in all the other games in the world. This is a thing I'm doing now, I guess. This is my game forward. Alright, I have no choice but to stop talking about the investigation now. Would you like to have some more beer, Ken, or would you like to go to something a little harder? Enough about the clan, Ken. Talk about Ken's esport career, talk about Bliss, discuss the latest case, talk about your work, end the conversation. You know what, let's discuss the latest case, Ken. And then I'll wind you up about your esports career. Discuss the latest case. You've done your first detective case. You should be proud of yourself, Ken. Chief, it was amazing. I feel like the king of the world. I think we should always work together. I have something halfway between a partner and a duckling now. I have such mixed feelings about it, I'm not sure what I'm feeling. Ken finished talking before I managed to cut in. No problem, Chief. That's why we're a team. Together we're even more awesome than we are separate. Talk about Ken's esports career, talk about Bliss, talk about your work, end the conversation. I think those might be apprentices. If you were less competent, maybe an intern. Well, it's complicated in his case since he is claiming that he hired himself. So, yeah, I don't know. Let's talk to him about his esports career. He's not a trained game deck, but he does, and a certain breakthrough doorativeness. Let's talk about his esports career. Well, yes, driving the car into a theater in order to break me out of a loop was... I'm very thankful to him, which is why I'm putting up with him, you know, imprinting on me like this. Let's talk about his esports career. What's it like to be an esports player? As in a good or bad's player? Well, you need to be a bit of a masochist. When the pain is at 10, it's like being operated on without anesthesia. At 15, some players start tripping when the endorphins kick in. I can go as far as 19. It's hard to describe. Heaven, hell, both at once? They say Peter Crash Kites can go up to 20 thanks to meditation and some other wizardry. I like to feel everything. It turns me on. Ken, why are you sharing this with me? Say that he knows himself well. Say that he's insane. No, you know yourself well, Ken. You seem to know yourself pretty well, kiddo. You're honest. It's impressive. You can lie to others, but not to yourself, Chief. Oh, you can lie to yourself if you try really, really hard. The trick is forgetting that you're lying. Talk about your work. Talk about Bliss. Have a drink. End the conversation. Oh, no. Let's talk about Bliss. So, what? You like my Bliss? Go on. Ask her a question. All right. Bliss. What's more real? Matter or information? Matter is a catch-all that describes an illusion. The reality is but an emanation of mathematical rules. Particles are mathematics. It's all information. Oh, my. Ken put his hands around his head, widened his eyes, and pretended his skull is exploding. She's brilliant! He's a child! Oh, I feel so old all of a sudden. Oh! Talk about the work. Talk about the work. Listen, I see this whole Gamedec thing really interests you. Would you like to hear more about this job? Sure, Chief. I'm all ears. I guess I'll listen too. Well, it has no benefits, really. No pension, no vacation, no sick leave. When there's work, you make money. When there isn't, you starve. Sounds wonderful. Ken! Ken! That's because you're young. But sure, have a go at it. Just remember what I told you, because what seems wonderful at first might turn out to be a completely different kind of wonder. But it's better to try and find out, I guess. Yeah, something like that. Sure, let's have another drink. Let's have a drink. I'm not sure if I can drive my Nobile after all these drinks. Suggest taking a taxi, offer to let him crash. You know what? Let's offer to let him crash. You can stay here for the night, Ken. Thanks. Something told me you'd offer. I hope I can spend the night. Doing what? I pressed the continue button. Doing what? Hope I can spend the night on this comfy sofa, emptying the servobot of alcohol, in bed together. Okay, scratch the last one. Not a cradle robber, thank you. On this comfy sofa. Ken finished talking before I managed to cut in. On this comfy sofa. Shall I turn on the guest settings? On this comfy sofa. Ken finished talking before I managed to cut in. Why did it loop like that? What happened? Okay, I'm gonna guess that was a little glitch in the game there. Devitalization is a process generated by a player's helmet. It is responsible for activating a game pill. It is similar to the natural process of falling asleep generated by the pawns. It entails disconnecting the brain's motor and sensory centers from the rest of the real body. Thanks to this, a player can move the limbs of their characters in Virtualia and receive digital sensory stimuli, and at the same time lie still on a couch and feel no real stimuli. The only muscles that are not devitalized are the oculomotor muscles. Exactly the same exception occurs during sleep. This phenomenon can be observed in the REM, Rapid Eye Movement Sleep Phase. Multisensory Encyclopedia, edition 33. I feel like I'm reading the same things frequently. Hopefully I'll get more bits, because I hate reading the same stuff over and over again. It gets a little boring. With every new day came new challenges and a man on my couch. Ken wanted to meet and talk about his case. We hadn't discussed the time and place, though. Since Ken asked Bliss, he's in the living room. Isn't he? I'm still short. I still need 2 more of these. Oh, I just need 2 more puzzle pieces. Call Ken or ask Bliss. Isn't he still in my living room, or is this supposed to be a different day? Call Ken. All right. No answer. I wondered if Bliss knew anything. Well, if that was going to happen anyway. Okay, I'm going to save again because that weird loop that I had going on there bothers me. Okay, just in case. What's going on over here? Answering machine?
Looking to make some quick credits? Here at Tabletop Antiques, we will buy your old tabletop games in exchange for credits. Don't let those old cardboard and plastic parts.
They're buying antique tabletop
The
games.
latest couch instead. Come find us in High City, or give us a call back to find out what your antiques are worth. Tabletop Antiques, the best credit rates for your antique games.
Oh dear. Okay, I got a text from Ken. Hi, no idea why you turned off your walktail. What are you, a stegosaurus? Let's meet at Yeti's coming tonight. Let's meet at Yeti's coming tonight. It's low, really low. The roof of Undercity. I'll be waiting for you. I came across something interesting, but no point talking about it now since you're not there. See ya. I didn't know what he meant by saying that my walktail was off. He could have just sensed me, but sent a text instead. It was strange. Athletes, man. Window? Warsaw City, my polis. It was time to face reality. That is reality, right out that window. Ah, well. What else we got going on here? Oh yeah, a jukebox. A jukebox, my latest purchase. Previous track, next track, pause, leave. You know what? Next track. What do we got? You know, I'm not liking this one as much as I liked the one I switched to before. Next? Well, apparently I'm stuck with this, so I guess I'm gonna go. This is anxiety music. What the hey? Who plays this for fun? Okay, Bliss? Bliss's control panel. She was the apartment's AI and my non-corporeal companion. Okay. Wait a minute. Look at that! Oh my goodness. Oh, I love it when graphics do that. Look, the mirror actually works. Oh, I'm so impressed by the graphics when they do that. Okay. Computer. As usual, the computer recognized me, and the familiar desktop appeared on the screen. Alright. Mail. It's the first thing I do every day. Okay. Open the email from Professor Locke. Open the email from Rusty Ed's Guild. Open the email from Nanette Doucette. Oh yes, Nanette. I would very much like to know what that has to say. I would like to thank you again for handling the Foundation's case. I assure you that I am wholeheartedly committed to repairing all the damage. Did she mean that? I replied with few encouraging sentences. I hoped I wouldn't end up regretting it. Alright, open email from Rusty Ed's Guild. By joining our guild, you've agreed to receive our email newsletter, which is why... This went right into the spam folder. I'm never returning to that game again. Alright, open email from Professor Locke. Dear Madam, if your interest in my research was more than misguided politeness... I didn't read on. I sent a polite reply to the tune of "Duty calls, time is short," and wished him all the best. Oh, he was the bird-obsessed guy in Harvest Time. Oh, that's who that was. Alright, return to desktop, go on the net? No? Okay, return to the desktop. Games? Games Harvest Time, Games Void Stars, Games Twisted and Perverted. You know what, let's look into Harvest Time. I checked what was going on in Harvest Time. Open, your uncle is turning over in his grave. Open, share if you want to. Open, your cows are crying. Your uncle is turning over in his grave intrigues me. Rancher, we're riding out of concern. Your uncle left you a farm, a nice piece of land. You have yet to touch a hoe. Shame on you. Visit your farm, get your hands dirty, feel the softness of strawberries, lose yourself in nature. You'll make your uncle proud. Ugh. Yeah, at least it didn't say that word that I got so tired of. And come to think of it, if I never go back to Harvest Time again, I won't encounter that word again. That is an even better Green, you are so lucky you're a subscriber. Okay, backing out. Pretending Green did not say anything. Very, very hard. Couch? My virtual couch made by Surfer Industrial. Fully functional, ready to go, and awaiting instructions. And yeah, you know, I haven't been given the opportunity to go back to Twisted and Perverted and meet up with that guy who was flirting with me so nicely. And I kind of regret that. But it's that I'm going to hope/assume that somewhere in my downtime between cases, I've gone back to hook up with that guy. Alright, let's go meet up with Ken, who has found some new information. Solid doors protected me in my apartment. Or maybe they protected Warsaw City from me. I mean, if I'd gone down the sleeves path, I would agree that they were protecting the city from me, but I didn't. So, hush me. Alright, go to Low City. Yes, this is exactly the same blurb that I read at the beginning of this stream. They need more blurbs. They really need some more blurbs. I'm just going to move along without reading this one aloud again. Twice in one stream is too many times. Meet with Ken near the Yeti's Coming bar. Okay, first question. Where am I? There I am. Okay. Second question. Where is Ken? Interesting. Okay. Not there, not there. Captain, the case can't be that simple. But it is, Korn. The boy was shot by a beacon. With all due respect, sir, but these beacons don't make mistakes. Well, this one did. Ken! If that's true. Do you realize what kind of position this puts us in? Ken? Oh no. I have a horrible, horrible feeling.
You're not supposed to be here. Who let you in?
Oh no. Ken! Cornelia, this man, this Ken Zhu was his name. Yes, Ken Zhu. He's dead. Nothing will change that. Oh, Ken. I failed the objective. I didn't fail the objective. Somebody murdered Ken. I understand, Captain. What you need to understand is that closing the case this way will reflect badly on our organization. That's neither your business nor responsibility, Sergeant Delia. The man was interrupted by a voice coming from the communicator. Captain, there's a doctor here. His name is Pax, and he wants to... What? We don't need that dipshit here. Sergeant Delia, we'll return to this later. I'm coming, Rama. The Outranger looked at me angrily. We don't let civilians in. Move along, please. Say that you're a Gamedec. Mindfluencer invoked the law. Vox Populi vet her. Ask about Ken. Re-educator threaten. Or leave. I think Vox Populi and Mindfluencer are both up the infotainer tree. I could get them, but that would set me back on Cracker yet again. I'm going to start with what I can do. Let's start with saying that I'm a Gamedec. I'm a Gamedec. What do I care? She paused and looked at me for a while. Past choices. Hey, you're the one who got this kid out. Who was he? The son of some BWI big shot? I've heard good things about you. You can come in. Can I ask about Ken now?
We can't just close the case. Not like this.
The Outranger frantically flipped through the data on the Infalia. She didn't pay attention to me. Past choices. Oh, it's you. What do you need? Ask about her name. Ask about her unit. Ask about Ken's death. Leave. Okay, ask about the unit. You flew here with an entire unit. Is there anything I should know about it? I wouldn't call us a unit yet. We still need to work some things out, and I'm not sure we ever will. So far, it's a group of mavericks. The drone operator is a spoiled kid in an unbelievably expensive gin skin. Captain Balside struggles with his own demons, and then there's Tancred. Inquire about the captain's demons. Inquire about the drone operator's gen skin. Gen skin? The drone operator is using an expensive gen skin? Can Outrangers even use those? They can. It's actually safer that way. And yes, it's terribly expensive. I've never seen one like this before. I'll send you an article. Thank you. What about the captain's demons again? What did you mean when you said the captain struggles with his own demons? Let's keep this between you and me, but he's been acting really weird. Work used to be the most important thing for him, but now... It's just a hunch, but it seems as though he's struggling between his duty and emotions. No, not like that. He seems conflicted between service and family, but I may be wrong. I'm not a telepath. Either way, something's eating him, and it's sad. All right. I'm sorry that I'm not going to ask about you next, but I really need to know about Ken's death. Kenzu's death. What is your hypothesis? Why? Did you hear the story the captain is trying to shove down our throats? That beacon bullshit? Ask whether the captain is obstructing the investigation. Ask why she thinks it's bullshit. Why do you think it's bullshit? That's exactly what I said. There we go. Because it doesn't really add up. And even if, I can't stress this enough, even if it did, it would be damned harmful to us. Ask why the hypothesis is harmful. Ask why it doesn't add up. I'm sorry, I care more about Ken than I do about your problems, ma'am. Why doesn't it add up? What exactly doesn't add up about that hypothesis? Well, for one, the beacon's logs are empty. And of course, the report doesn't even mention this. Ask whether the captain is obstructing the investigation. Ask about her hypothesis. Ask about something else. I don't know. What do you think, ma'am? Okay, so what do you think happened? He was shot, that's certain, but not by a beacon. A human did this. Okay. Fine. About your name. Your name is Cornelia Delia? Quite peculiar. What's it to you, pal? I didn't choose my name, or my surname. It's from the Rejuvenation era. I guess it's fine, but I hate Cornelia. It was my grandma's name. Anyway, I don't want to talk about it. Alright. I have some things to think about, apparently, so I will go. Okay. I have 4 points here, and I only know about one of them. Okay. No data, no data. Gunshot hypothesis, and no data. Okay, gunshot hypothesis. It's the only one I can look at, so let's look at it. Okay, gather more information. Ken shot himself. Gather more information. Nobody shot anyone. Okay, gunshot hypothesis. Somebody shot Ken while he was hanging around near Yet He's Coming. I very much doubt, but I'm going to read this anyway. It sounds horrible, but shooting yourself in the heart is the easiest way to commit suicide. Regarding the murder weapon, it probably fell to the Undercity. Nobody shot anyone. I don't believe that story about Ken getting shot. I need a lot more information. Oh boy. Okay, I'm going to save. Farewell save where Ken was alive. Okay. Okay, can you tell us what you're doing? I'm inspecting the MCC beacon. So, you need to move your hands like this. Will you remember, Mac? Yeah, it's similar to opening a window. And how is the inspection going? The beacon's broken. The beacon looked like a random hookup after 16 hours in bed. Useless. Is that good, Martin? I could try a different approach with this junk. Leave that to the scriptwriter, my dear, but you're killing it. I'm sorry, but I can't. Beat it, dickhead. Again with this flying therapeutic shit. Better than your holo movies, asshole. Alright, let's go, Mac. We'll come back when it calms down. What was that about? I think I'm going to, think about that later. Beowulf transporter trash can. Okay, Beowulf. Beowulf, the Outranger's vehicle. They must have arrived in it. Reach into the trophy case, look through the window, leave. Look through the window. Outrangers have their quirks. For one, they adore fresh air, so the windows in their vehicles are always half open. They also dislike circuitry, so I wasn't surprised to see an ignition slot. The key was missing, though. The driver must have had it. I'm gonna leave the trophy case alone. I'm just gonna go. Trash can? The garbage can was fixed in plastic concrete, as if it were saying, "I'll stay here forever." Search it, inspect, leave. Inspect. It was filled with cheap game pill packages, disposable drug dispensers, and bottom-shelf liquor bottles. Think about whether the garbage reflects the need for instant gratification. Think about whether trash is a sign of loneliness. Don't think about it, it's a waste of time. In the hopes that this gets me a puzzle piece. Don't think about it, it's a waste of time. Nope, that got me flame instead, darn it. Okay, search. Gross. And then I wipe it off on my pants. I put my arm deep inside the sea of waste. Some leftovers from overcooked dumplings stuck to my sleeve. What sleeve? I have no sleeves. Look at my guns. Because you can. Not only did I not find anything useful, but the wet dough left a greasy stain and bad smell. Well, that's great. The railing's broken here. Tourist terminal? The old tourist terminal looked ridiculous there. Where were these people supposed to go? To a different polis? To Gaia? Check out the offer? Leave. Oh, you know what? Check out the offer. I wondered what the piece of junk could offer people from the lowest layer of police. Welcome. Please note that the tourist console belongs to the City Raystic Systems. The offer presented by this device is outdated. Feel free to use the holoscreen standing alongside it to get the latest information, including on tourism. Check out the offer? Oh. No. Same thing. Okay, going. Does that mean I can... No, I can't actually... Whatever. Key. Something shiny lay on the ground. Pick that up. It was the key to the vehicle. It had the symbol of the Outrangers on it. Pocket that sucker. Nothing over here. Pax, is that you, you piece of shit? Fantastic. The last thing I need. Pax, you son of a bitch. Get out of here. Calm down, sir. I need to do a scan. Why not decapitate him while you're at it? You're good at that, aren't you? Mr. Balasides, it was a long time ago, a stupid mistake. I'll just wait for the Medibot to finish the scan, and then I'm gone. Scan a corpse. Why the fuck would you do that? It's standard procedure. Yeah? Where are your procedures when you were diagnosing Michael, you piece of shit? Where were your Medibots then? Leave the machine alone, man. You know how much it's worth? I... don't... fucking... care. Well, that's just great. Ken? What's with the wings, Ken? Oh, Ken. Oh, you found out something you shouldn't have found out, I'm pretty sure. Outranger was leaning over Ken's body. He was pale and clearly disgusted. Ask for access, examine, leave. You know what? Let's not piss off the ones who are acting as the cops in this situation. Let's ask for access. Is there a way I could convince you to let me examine this body? Did you hit your head or something? It's a corpse, and I'm an officer on duty. Ever heard of regulations? Want me to face disciplinary action? Offer a favor. Vox Populi, appeal to his empathy. Re-educator, invoke the law. Gangway hound, threaten. Let it go. I think I may have to pick up Vox Populi. Because I don't think that offering him a favor is actually going to help. Why the wings, Ken? Fame is no longer a tool that serves you. It is you who serves others. You know best which arguments will convince people, especially if it concerns protecting the weak. Your knowledge of the law and the human psyche makes you capable of changing people's minds. 3 hearts, 1 puzzle piece, setting me back once again, and 4 of the light bulbs, which I have so many of. Okay, Vox Populi it is. I just got an achievement called Me Smart. Appeal to his empathy. Go, go. I saw the way you were looking at the body. A terrible sight, isn't it? See, I knew this man. Imagine how I must be feeling. I need to see what's left of him. The Outranger's face turned even more pale. He gulped and looked around nervously. All right, I'll look the other way for a moment. Thank you, Lieutenant Vera. The man handed me a pair of super thin nano gloves. Put these on. You don't want your DNA and fingerprints all over the body. That is remarkably nice of you, sir. Thank you. All right, examine. Past choices. A dead body is a terrible sight. It's a memory of someone who once lived, a hideous, untrue, fake memory. The guy's face, as if carved from plastic, was pressed against the wet pavement like a strange, silent object. The gaze of his opened eyes was angled unnaturally. Nobody's face should lie on the ground like that. The face of a corpse, maybe, because that's no longer a person. Ken. Perform visual inspection. I leaned closer. Search him, inspect the head, inspect chest, limbs, flip the body, end the inspection. Okay, I am not going to be moving the body because that's going to get me in massive amounts of trouble because it's going to get the dude here in massive amounts of trouble. But, inspect the head. The sideways-facing eyes had lost any expression or gleam. They resembled those of a poorly designed NPEC. The face, pulled taut by the sidewalk, looked to be smiling crudely. Check what's in his mouth, say goodbye, return to the inspection. Check what's in his mouth. I had an inexplicable hunch, parted his lips, and put 2 fingers in his mouth. A stiff tongue, dry saliva. I shuddered. There was nothing else there. Inspect chest? I looked at his chest. I didn't learn any more than I already knew. Limbs? His arms and legs were splayed awkwardly. It was like he had been doing some weird mid-air stunts before hitting the ground. Roll up sleeve, roll up pant leg. Pant leg. His calf was clean, no bruising. I checked the other leg, and it was the same. Ken's pant legs slowly slid back down, covering up the cold, exposed body. Scalpel can examine the hands. Interesting. Roll-up sleeve? It looked like he had been struck by lightning, but the marks were off. I rubbed my eyes and took another look at Ken's arm. Nothing. I was confused. That's weird. I'm not taking scalpels, so let's return to the inspection. Search him? I rummaged through his pockets. He had no personal items on him, not even a walk-tail. Okay, I'm definitely not flipping the body. I will end the inspection here. Didn't I already perform a visual inspection? I leaned closer. Yeah, I already did the inspection. Alright. Alright. I'm going. Thank you, sir. I'd like to talk to you now.
Anything else?
Ask about the beacons. Ask about beacon reliability. Ask about Tancred. Ask about Ken's death. Leave. Ask about the beacons. Yeah, let's start with number 1. How do the beacons work in general? They scan their surroundings, looking for new plant and animal species. If a beast comes close, they shoot. These here have a special task. If anything tries to fly or crawl up to the lowest inhabited walkway, beacons have to shoot it down while adhering to all safety measures. People live here. There are 2 dangerous species around these parts. The toxic fruit bat, a seriously big bastard, and the Rattus mordax venenatus rat. Took me a moment. The rats got clever and don't try climbing up anymore. The bats are dumber and charge sometimes, so the beacons shoot one down occasionally. They fire plasma. That's why there isn't much blood. Blood is no good, trust me. It attracts a shitload of trouble outside the ABB, and honestly, it ruins the view here, so you get it. Ask about the reliability of the beacons. Maybe the beacon misfired. Does that happen? No. They are advanced artificial intelligence, way smarter than humans. A person could make a mistake, but a beacon? No chance. Believe me, I designed them myself. Oh. Ask about Ken's death. The man lying here, Ken Zhu, how do you think he died? I know what it looks like. Bat wings, the undercity below us. The captain was here first, and took the anti-G harness off him. That's what he claims, at least. I didn't see it, but trust me, it's not the beacon that killed him. It must have been a weird, very weird incident. I don't know. I can't make anything of it. This death must be a damned misunderstanding. And the sight is just inhuman. It's disgraceful that he's still here on the wet walkway like a bag of human bones. Okay, so that... MCC beacon hypothesis, accident hypothesis, gunshot hypothesis. Okay, beacon hypothesis. Okay, so I haven't unlocked everything, but beacon hypothesis. Ken was flying above low city walkways using an anti-G harness. He was carrying an ILGEN that generated an image of membranous wings. An MCC beacon mistook him for a bat and shot him down. How big are these bats? Would be the first question I would ask. The beacons fire plasma. A plasma shot doesn't leave much blood because the high temperature scorches the blood vessels. Venon Vera claims that beacons don't make mistakes. The Outranger is convinced that AI couldn't have mistaken a bat with a man clumsily disguised as one. The beacon's logs haven't registered a shot being fired. The last shot was fired by the beacon a couple of days ago. It didn't fire in the last 24 hours. Alright, so I don't have one of these, but the hypothesis is valid. A sad story starring a faulty MCC beacon and a boy that shouldn't have played with it. Unlikely. Somebody used the beacon to kill him. Beacons aren't stupid. They don't shoot people, but somebody could have used one to murder the boy. Or, nonsense. This hypothesis seems far-fetched. Too many facts contradict it. Interesting. Alright. Accident. Alright, accident hypothesis. Glenn was flying around using an anti-G harness. Maybe he's been looking for something. He might have even found it, but his harness broke and he fell down. No. Unnaturally twisted limbs. I don't know what Ken was doing before he died, but his body looked like an awkwardly twisted NPC model. Ken didn't have anything on him. If Ken came to Low City looking for something, then he didn't find it, unless it was information. Okay, so I only have one thing unlocked here. First high, then crashed. There might be something to this hypothesis. Unlikely. Have I added anything to the gunshot? No, I have not. And I still haven't opened up the last one. Alright, interesting. Ask about the anti-G harness. The victim supposedly had an anti-G harness on. Where is it? They say the captain took it off and secured it, but I don't see that happen. It's probably in Beowulf. Oh, sorry, I didn't see that happen. It's probably in Beowulf. Alright, ask about Tancred, whoever that is. Can you tell me something about the girl in the large mobrium? Tancred Brute? Ah, the infamous Tancred. She rescued some rangers on one of the patrols behind the ABB. She paid an awful price, but now she's a legend. She was only put into the mobrium recently. She shouldn't be on duty yet, but firstly they're making a holo movie about her, and secondly, she wanted to be. She has therapeutic programs installed that sort of take over communication if she becomes too stressed or relaxed. Supposedly it's to hasten her recovery. I've got new data. What is the data that I have? Technology. Dual mask therapy. Sorry, Professor, but could you tell us again how exactly this therapy works? I have to admit I didn't quite understand your explanation. Oh, pardon me. I always go too fast and my students get confused. I'm not your student, sir. No? That's a pity. So, about this therapy. Yes. Two Masks Therapy is the latest creation of the Ease Your Mind company, EYM for short. It's being developed exclusively for the owners of mobriums, and to be perfectly honest, I'm skeptical about this solution. You said that already, sir. I would like me to explain how it works. Yes, sorry. Two Masks Therapy is offered to people who have experienced severe psychological trauma and suffer from post-traumatic stress disorder. EYM has built a program, or rather a therapeutic game, that reaches quite deep into the patient's psyche. That sounds unsafe. Could you say more? Yes. The basic rule of therapy says that it should allow the client or the patient to deal with the reality, together with its challenges, stresses, and problems on their own. They should be able to maintain a certain balance between regression and aggression, which means regression is a return to childish behavior. But isn't that healthy? It is, but not when you're faced with an important decision. This is not the time for thumb-sucking and daydreaming, you know what I mean? I do. Now then, aggression is the opposite of regression. Excessive stress that leads to an unhealthy confrontation, such as inflicting pain on yourself or others. What does it have to do with Two Masks Therapy? Well, Two Masks control the client's stress level. As long as it's optimal, they don't intervene, but as soon as its value crosses a minimum or maximum threshold, one of the two masks is activated. The patient can only choose their names and appearance. Everything else is controlled by the program. That sounds invasive. And how does it work? Well, let's assume the patient's stress level has exceeded the maximum threshold. The corresponding mask, let's call it Bobby, activates and these things happen. First of all, the person talking to the patient begins to see Bobby. That's a clear sign that the therapeutic program has been activated. Secondly, the patient's consciousness is transferred to a mini virtualium where they learn how to deal with excessive stress in controlled conditions. It's like a combat training room. So we could say that the patient gets switched off? Yes and no. Bobby is a program that synchronizes with certain areas of the patient's psyche. This way, the person talking to a patient can receive clear signals about what led them to switching off. That's exactly what concerns me about this therapeutic program. Those Bobbies can act quite strangely. Instead of explaining what caused stress for the patient, they make people around them uncomfortable. Still, it's the client that goes through the therapy, not the people around them. It's not that simple. The patient's family could be in pain too. Besides, Bobbies sometimes break through to volitional areas of the psyche and start to manipulate their interlocutors. Personally, I advise against this kind of therapy, and I don't know why Uniformed Services, the Outrangers to be specific, have decided to purchase this program. There are better, well-tested options. Maybe because Bobbies can take the forms of animated animals? Maybe. Or because EYM has won the tender by tanking the price. You said that the program has been developed exclusively for the owners of Mobriums. Why is that? Because of the mini virtualia. Only owners of Mobriums can switch off in the middle of a walkway and almost immediately enter a virtualium. Organics need couches for that. That's fair, but what does the second Bobby do? The one that activates due to excessive regression. When the second Bobby activates, the patient enters a virtualium where they can grow up and face challenges while remaining in a pleasant state of regression, in a nutshell. Well, I like what I'm hearing. You've convinced me. I don't like it at all. Believe me, you shouldn't mess around with a person's psyche at such a deep level as Two Masks does. It reminds me of the cases from the game called Abyss. I don't advise it. To know more, broadcast, episode 286. Host, Jordan Springer. Guest, Professor Logan Ramsey. This form of therapy doesn't sound safe at all. Nor does it sound like it would actually be helpful. Not a fan. Okay, what else have I got? New MCC buoy. Mutation Control Center beacon. What a zeitgeist. An AI-equipped guard that protects us from mutated plants and animals. What was that thing that just went... Oh, it's an ad bot. Okay. I could hack it or I could leave. Why not hack it? City network access helps with this kind of thing. Raystic Systems admin credentials help too. I had to find the right name. I scoured the data in search of signatures that fit the beacon. A few caught my eye. Oh boy. I'm gonna try to read these. 047 MCC 723627 Tank JR. Leave. 050 MCC 793687 L1NG. 047 MCC 525620 L1NG. I'm not sure about the two Lings, to be honest. Adbot shoe. I think I'm going to take the lower numbered Ling, actually. This one. I entered the name and got the Medibot's frequency. To reset it, I had to overload its systems. And to do that, I needed adequate network resources. Improvise, stop hacking, use private resources, look for defense systems, check encryption protocol, or supervisor, use admin credentials. Oh boy, I'm into the weeds now. Check encryption protocol. I made sure to get the encryption right. The MCC beacon used the KGS protocol. Let's see, system takeover, system overload. Okay. Apparently I'm going towards overload. Let's use private resources. I connected to the apartment and opened up the list of available devices. I could use their processing power to mount the attack. Couch, computer, servobot. What has the most processing power? Probably the couch. Since then, all of the processing power served one goal only, sending signals to my target. I waited impatiently. I overloaded the system. My own system, unfortunately. I needed to find more resources with high processing power. I thought of the city Raystick system network. I just had to gain access to it. Well, I blew my couch. Advertising drone. I walked up to the edge of the sidewalk. It was a good place for the ad drone to spot me. Bored with your existence? Not getting enough sunlight in the lower levels? What is this? System takeover? System overload? Oh boy. Not getting enough sunlight in the lower levels? Treat yourself to a trip to the Ecologos bioestates and enjoy the warm sunshine for an entire day. The bioestates are located within ABBS. Eat natural meals, touch natural materials, discover exotic archflora. The Ecologos bioestates are not responsible for any complications caused by intense contact with nature. Afraid? Learn more on our website. Analyze, gain access to the drone's resources, leave. No, analyze. It was a standard advertising drone. Even though it operated in the lowest layer of Warsaw City, it was in good shape. Past choices. In between ads, I noticed the face of a Diginet I once met. Turn to the Diginet, gain access to the drone's resources. No, Digi, hi! Hey, I know you're watching me. Greetings, Gamedec. Actually, I'm watching someone else. Ask if she saw what happened here, ask for access to the drone, ask who she's watching, or back. Who are you watching, Digi? I got an achievement of random encounter. If you're not following me, then who? That handsome outranger. Ever since I regained my freedom, I like to watch different men. Honey Bunny is sweet and all, but so are others. Okay. I wonder which one of the outrangers is the one she thinks is handsome. Did you see what happened here, Digi? Did you see what happened here? I mean, you know, how that guy died? You know that I don't perceive the world the same way others do. I don't really understand it. It's unclear to me what happened here. It was as if this man fell from the sky. Or no, more like, I can't explain. The taste of cherries? The grayness of dying? I don't know. Ask for access to the drone. I could use access to that drone. Could you... Anything for you, Gamedec. Here you go. I bombard Tancred with I haven't even tried to talk to her yet. Will it still be there if I go and come back again? I hope it will. Okay, so Tancred is apparently the next person I should be talking to. Oh, I really hope I didn't mess up there. I have a feeling I've done things out of order. Alright, let's talk to Tancred.
You're here to piss me off, aren't you?
No, actually. Oh my goodness, it's a parrot. Past choices. A virtual projection of a bird perched itself on the Lobrium's shoulder and stared at me with its huge black eyes while sharpening its claws. Tancred is not in right now. Hey moron, my name's Fabio, 'cause I'm fucking fabulous. Okay, I'm partway towards Behemoth, whatever that is. Brain fixer lower stress level, brain fixer raise stress level. I'm just gonna go damaged MCC beacon. The malfunctioning MCC beacon had been dragged down to the pavement and was clumsily swaying on the drift field. Remove battery, check the gun registry, check technical name, check technical specifications, leave. Check technical specifications. Long-range scanners, high-quality cameras and microphones, quantum noses capable of differentiating 4 trillion smells, a plasma gun with adjustable power and caliber. In a nutshell, a must-have in every household. Check the gun registry. I opened up the window that monitored gun functions and started looking through the data. The last shot was registered the week before, aimed at a rat climbing up a nearby tower. The rodent was hit, fell off the wall, and did not return. The beacon's gun hadn't fired once since then. Check technical name? I opened the device logs. The beacon's technical name was 047 MCC 723627 Tank Jr. Oh boy. Remove battery? There's not any good reason I can think of to remove the battery. Well, that'll teach me, I guess. What's this? Graffiti. Sidewalk graffiti was not a common sight. That one was made with permanent paint, so the colors stayed vivid despite attempts at heavy cleaning. Take a closer look. Gangway Hound, look for access. Cracker, look for access. Analyze its, can you afford a dealer? Does that say? I don't know. Take a closer look. Under the large inscription that said analyze it, there was a smaller one. The end of iteration is near. Was it really? And that is definitely not what it says. Glazier. That was how war drivers marked the city system control networks they had opened. Huh. Look for access. These places are described as interfering. It has something to do with harmonic oscillation. I didn't quite get it, but I knew how to look. I gained access to devices connected to the city Raystick network. Bizarre name. Raystick systems. Look for drones. Leave. Systems. Look for code names. Check the location. Look for a system description. System description? I wondered what these systems were. That doesn't help me. Back into the race's systems. Check the location. I was on level 47. Wait a minute, I'm getting information. Municipal Raystick Systems. I think that's the new one. Yes, it is. This is kind of obvious knowledge, but since it scares some people, it's not officially mentioned. We are all connected by a network. The devices we use, the things that surround us, everything talks to each other, transmits information. Nothing remains in a vacuum. Walk-tells, drones, even street lamps. So, to make sure the administrators of this mess won't screw up and will keep everything in check, 3 data encryption protocols have been created. In theory, this makes hacking devices more difficult, but not really. These protocols are derived from one language because everything is based on Qi-Tong, and pros discovered a simple thing. If you are using the resources of an object using protocol A, you are putting a strain on system of devices working on protocol B. If you use B, you put a strain on C, and if you use C, you dump it on A. Amazing, but that's actually how it works. Okay, so I'm going to write this down. A strains B to B strains C C strains A. Okay, I've written that in my notebook of information that I'm keeping about this game. I mean, it's not that simple, because to be able to hack a specific device, you have to know its code name, which is a completely different matter. So without that knowledge, aforementioned pro tip is pretty useless. However, it is useful to know the following. NCP protocol, Nita Camo protocol, has a negative effect on the PPS protocol. Oh no, I'm never going to remember this. I'm glad it's in my intel. KGS protocol, Kangoo Giga System, has negative effect on NCP protocol. PPS protocol, Patriot Protective System, has a negative effect on the KGS protocol. To sum up and give an example, if you want to hack a device running in the protocol NCP, you must hack the device running in the protocol... Yes, KGS, well done. Of course, as I stated above, until you choose what device you want to affect, it won't help you at all. Codenames are a complex matter. But if you're smart, you'll find a way to work with what I just gave you. Okay, I'm going to have to write that down too. Okay. NCP is neg to PPS. KGS is neg to NCP, and PPS is neg to KGS. Okay. Hopefully this will help me. I honestly don't know. Okay. I was on level 47. Alright, was there anything else at the Raystick systems? Look for code names? Code names. There had to be a way to identify them. Alright, look for drones. I issued some commands, and the system displayed all surveillance drones within its range. Oh boy, I've got more stuff in the codex. It's more stuff from the Raystick systems. Many hackers died to bring us this information. Kiddin', of course, but it was a hassle. Anyway, the naming standard for devices found in the municipal Raystick systems can be broken down into the following parts. The first 3 digits turn out to be the city's level, 348 or 58. Useful hint, the lowest inhabited level, the so-called ROU, Roof of the Undercity, is numbered 47. So now you know. And yeah, I'm on level 47, I'm pretty sure. Or was it 46? I'm going to have to double check that one. The following 2 to 3 letters is the device's code name. For example, LIT, lanterns, INL, infoils. Yes, these rascals also have one. HOL, holotrons, the big ones, TIN, you probably don't know what TIN is, especially if you didn't visit any low cities. Those are the old information terminals. WKT, walktels. NEO, neon signs. Seriously, these holograms have their own intelligence. MDM, medmats. One word, they save lives. PEY, well, you won't guess. Investigation drones. The Y is probably from, why would anyone use this code name? Okay, oh boy, there's more. PAV, sidewalks or pavements. Some have drawbridges and stuff like that. DAD, advertising drones. Seriously, probably from the words drone and advert. SAD, no, it's nothing with sadism. It's about stationary ads used in the lower layers of cities, standing posters. AGR, anti-gravity generators, mainly for sidewalks and towers. There was one anon who hacked one in Moscow, buried several hundred people alive. CKM, Mutation Control Center MCC beacons. Only hack when necessary. These brave machines protect ROU residents from bat attacks. Additionally, behind ABB barriers, they collect information about mutant species. 3. A few boring digits. The last 2 numbers are important because the police levels are divided into quadrants. If you want to hack a device near you, you need to know what quadrant you are in, and the last 2 digits represent this. At the very end, you have the codes that tell you if the device requires an operator or not, and if so, whether someone is using it at the moment. L1NG, maintenance-free device. U_U, unknown user. Most often it means that no one is operating the device at the moment. XXX, device operator code. Here, unfortunately, I will not help. Everyone has a different code. Everyone creates their own. So, for example, 346-NEO-32345-L1NG would be a neon located at the Polis level 346 in quadrant 45 and is a maintenance-free device. Simple. Hacking for real. Chapter Raysticks. Inky! Thank you, Inky. That is so much information. I think I actually guessed right by some sort of miracle when I attempted that hack. I issued some commands and the system displayed all surveillance drones within its range. 047 PEY 388 99045 Rami 047 SVD 388 99045 Pantalon. I'm on level 45. I'm on level 45, not 7. I'm going to change that to a 5. 048 PEY 388-990-45 Outranger. Alright. I don't know. That was very useful information that I could have used a bit ago, but didn't. I need to overload Tank Lady, but I also want to talk to these two. And it's also after midnight. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to work my way back along this walkway, talking to the people along here next week. So, I will save here, and then next week I will talk to so many more people. I did just save, right? Yes? Yes? Okay. And this is where I will call it a night. So, the intrigue has rolled so fast and so hard that it went right over Ken and took his life with it. And I really want to know what he found out. Because, beacon theory aside, I am absolutely certain someone killed Ken. I don't know who, and I will find out why. But this whole he was flying around pretending to be a bat and got shot? No. No, very doubtful. Very doubtful. So many press F to doubt. Okay, so anyone who is wondering about how things got to this situation that I just went through, you can find all of the previous sessions of Gamedec on my YouTube channel, which I've just had my bot link on the channel. It's in a playlist there, so you don't have to go digging through things if you don't want to. And that updates every Friday with the previous Sunday's session of Gamedec. And I will be back again tomorrow night, starting at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. I will be playing City Skylines for Management Monday. I will be attempting to expand my city and maybe fix some traffic problems. I'm constantly trying to fix the traffic problems and only making things worse, but I might try. I keep trying. So I'm going to try to make my city better. I'm going to try to level up my university, maybe level up my forestry, because I seem to remember that I started forestry industry last month, on the second Monday of the month, which is when I play Management Monday. And basically, trying to make my city an awesome place. And then I will be back again on Wednesday night, starting at as close to 7 p.m. as we can get enough people together to form a room. I will be playing Among Us with a pack of my mostly local to me, mostly writer, all insane friends. We'll run around, stab each other in the back, accuse each other, lie to each other, gaslight each other, and generally have a lot of fun. And I definitely recommend tuning in for it, because there is so much chaos in having that many people playing a game together. And then on Thursday night, starting at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time, I will be playing Oxygen Not Included for Try Not to Die Thursday. I will be continuing to try to make my colony an awesome place to live and to manufacture enough steel to make a monument and win the game. And of course keep my little dupes alive, because that's the main point of the whole thing, right? And then next Sunday night, starting at 10 p.m. Eastern Time, I will be returning to Gamedec, where I will be trying to find out why Ken was killed, because he was definitely killed. This was not an accident. This was not a malfunctioning AI. He was murdered, and I'm going to find out who did it, and I'm going to extract my pound of flesh, darn it. In a dystopian cyberpunk future, I managed to find a good man, and now he's being shot. I will extract my pound of flesh for this. So, that will be returning next Sunday night. And I will find out who killed Ken. I will. So, this has been a very interesting night. I'm not sure whether I can say it was fun, because I'm actually personally quite upset that Ken has been killed. I got attached to him in the short amount of time that I had him, and I'm kind of angry right now. But it has definitely been an interesting night, and a lot of stuff has happened. So I hope that all of you found the night at least as interesting as I did, and I guess more fun. I don't know if I can say what I had tonight was fun, but I definitely had an experience. So, I hope that you have a great night, and that maybe I'll see you tomorrow. Good night.